were about to consume, but also encourage Mr. Tatterman to overlook my debilitating hangover the next day. There was no point trying to do any work while Hendricks was around, so I dragged the mop bucket out back, took off my apron, washed my hands, and helped myself to some leftovers from the kitchen that wouldn't be missed. A quarter wheel of hard cheese, a dollop of honey, and some bread that was a day away from stale. When I brought out the plate, Hendricks had all his ingredients lined up like soldiers. Burnt milkwood, like most cocktails, began its life as medicine. The sap of the tarix tree is cooked over an open flame till it melts into a bitter, caramel-colored syrup. Good for sore throats and sinus infections, but it tastes terrible on its own. Mothers with sick kids mixed in beet sugar to balance out the flavors. Over time, more ingredients were added until the recipe became so rich that, if one was so inclined, it could hide a ridiculous amount of alcohol without anyone being able to taste it. Most bars kept a pre-mixed bottle of tarix sap on hand, but Elia preferred to make his own. "My boy, how go the adventures of the biggest kid in Sunder City?" he asked as he emptied a small vial of raw sap into a saucepan. "Still breaking hearts, banks, and expectations?" He always talked to me like that. For all our fondness for each other, I never quite worked out if he was teasing me about my struggles or whether he'd actually thought I was making good impressions around town. "I got a new room," I said, sharing with an ogre who snores like thunder. I have to get my sleep during the day when he's working at the steel mill, but it still feels like I'm moving up in the world. "No need to move up, Master Fetch, just around." He swirled the sap in the saucepan as he made his way over to the fireplace. "This is a marvelous city to play in, but most people misunderstand the game. The beauty of Sunder is that it isn't some ancient kingdom bogged down with bloodlines and crowns, where the leaders spend all their time trying to cut each other off at the necks. It's a market, a dance hall. It's a laboratory of unstable chemicals reacting to each other in beautiful and unexpected ways. Don't look up, look down. Take off your shoes and let the city squeeze between your toes. Wallow in it. Smell it and taste it until you've absorbed everything it has to offer." Hendricks sat down in front of the fire, wrapped his cloak around his fingers, and grabbed the handle of the glass door. When he opened it up, the heat blew back his hair. He pushed the saucepan inside, slowly shaking it in circles as the flames caught the sap. I took a seat at the table and dipped a crust of bread into the honey. There's not much time for wallowing when I have to work 3 jobs. He pulled the saucepan from the fire, blew out the flames that were burning too quickly, then slid it back in. "I suppose that all depends on who you work for," he said. "That's different every week. I've been working for Amari quite a bit." "Ah, yes, my fairy friend with her little fetch wrapped around her finger. What does she pay you in? Battered lashes and hidden kisses?" I blushed and ignored the question. "Mostly I'm just here. Sometimes I run errands for the apothecary or take one-off jobs from customers." The sap turned a deep caramel, so Hendricks pulled out the pan and brought it back behind the bar. "But who do you really work for? The sleepy oaf who runs this place? He's the one who pays you and gives you your orders." He was mounting the back of another one of his speeches, and I'd learned not to stand in his way when he took off. "I suppose so." "Or are you really just working for the money? If so, then some would say that you're actually working for the Sunder City Bank. Perhaps we all are. But does the city serve the bank, or does the bank serve the city?" It wasn't a question I was supposed to know the answer to, so I just shrugged. "Perhaps I'm underestimating you. Maybe it's not about the money at all. In your heart, perhaps you work for the customers. When you polish the bar and mop the floors and clean the glasses to perfection." In jest, he wiped a smudge from the highball he was holding. "Do you actually think about the patrons themselves? Do you see yourself as being in service to them?" He stirred in the other ingredients, balancing his attention perfectly between drinks and discussion. "Well, I wouldn't do it for free." "Wouldn't you? If you didn't need the money and this place couldn't function without you, wouldn't you help if they asked?" "I suppose. So perhaps the money isn't really what matters. Perhaps the money is working in service of the city just like you. You both play your part. 2 of the many moving pieces that this city needs to function, the same as the smokestacks and the cobblestones and the newspapers and the fire." He brought the 2 thick drinks back to our table and pointed at the fireplace behind me. "Who does the fire work for? All of us? For itself? Does it care? It burns just as brightly no matter what purpose we bestow upon it." We tapped our glasses together and I took a sip.